7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
You'll never have the sacred stone.
Oh, this you crazy mother.
Hello my beautiful ninjas, and welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you're new, make sure that you do click that subscribe button, and if you've already subscribed, thank you so much for doing so. Make sure that you give this video a thumbs up. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. I actually just did a video actually reviewing some of the ColourPop products that I've recently purchased, and this is the makeup look that I actually came up with. If you guys have not seen that video, I will make sure to leave it linked on the screen or down below, so make sure that you guys do check that out. But before I wiped off my makeup, I decided that I just should just shoot another video that I planned on doing later on in the week anyways. So I'm just gonna go ahead and do that as well. So basically what I wanted to go ahead and talk to you guys about was going to be on just kind of like my natural hair. I've been natural since October 19th, 2012. I think it's October 19th, but it's, yeah, October 19th, 2012. So it's been 5 years since I've been natural. Since last October, I just never did an updated video. So yay me, the time definitely went by very quickly. That's one thing that I can tell you. If you're right now thinking about going natural, whether you're thinking about doing the big chop or transitioning, do it because your hair would love you for it. So I wanted to go ahead and actually talk to you guys about 5 mistakes that people make when going natural. So these are mistakes that I have made myself, and so that's why I'm speaking from experience, and I want to try to help you guys to avoid some of these mistakes as well. So hopefully these tips are helpful and useful to you, and hopefully it helps you to have a better, natural hair journey. So the first thing, and I did write down these mistakes on my phone. So if I'm looking down, that's what I'm looking at. So the first thing that I wanted to talk about is the first mistake that naturals make is usually buying excessive products. There's so much information out there. It's a good thing, but it's also a bad thing because we feel like we have to purchase and buy into everything that people are selling pretty much online. And when you're first starting to go natural, whether again you're doing the big chop or you're transitioning, there are certain staple products that will help you to kind of figure out your hair pattern, kind of figure out exactly what your hair likes and what doesn't like. And those are basically the products that I would tell you to stick to. Things like coconut oil, having a good leave-in conditioner, having a deep conditioner. Those 3 things are pretty much what I would tell you to start off with, simply because that's what's going to help you to kind of get to understand your hair and understand what it likes. And when it comes to natural hair, you have to make sure that you keep it very well moisturized, and those 3 things will help you to actually do that. And of course, from that, you'll be able to kind of like learn what your hair likes and what your hair doesn't like, and then basically gradually buy more products. But when you're first doing the big chop, or you first decided to do the transition into natural hair, don't go out and buy every single thing and blow a check on natural hair products. It's not worth it, because most likely most of those products are probably going to collect dust because you're not really going to use it that often. And especially in the beginning, you should not be manipulating your hair as much as maybe when your hair reaches a certain length. When you're first starting out, you want to do the minimal to your hair, especially if you're transitioning. Transitioning, I think, is a little bit harder just because you're dealing with 2 textures. So I'm not really sure of how that process works, but I did the big chop, and so for me it was a little bit easier, I guess, for me to kind of like figure out what my hair liked. But in the beginning, because it was a whole new world for me, I listened and watched so many YouTube videos, and I've read up so many articles and things like that, and I bought so much products that I did not even use. A lot of it was given away, a lot of it was thrown out, a lot of it just collected dust for a while. So you do not need to buy a whole bunch of products in the beginning. You want to make sure that you just get the staple products that's just going to keep your hair moisturized, and that's what will keep it very well taken care of. So just keep that in mind. If you're transitioning, or you're doing the big chop, or have already done the big chop, don't go out and buy a ton of products. Start off with the staple, a good deep conditioner, whether you want to do drugstore or high end, it's up to you. A good leave-in conditioner, and then of course something that's going to keep your hair moisturized throughout the day or throughout the weeks. I would say coconut oil. Coconut oil is amazing for your hair, so definitely look into that. So that's going to be the first mistake. The next thing, okay, the next mistake would be comparing your hair to other naturals. Okay, guilty. Okay. In the beginning, because like I said, it's a whole new world. I didn't know what I was getting myself into. And there were a lot of people at that time that had already gone natural, that had natural hair, that were on YouTube. And that's basically who I was looking at, you know? So I think that because I looked so much into like their hair, I expected that the products that they talked about was going to do the same thing to my hair, but everyone's hair texture is different. Everyone's, you know, hair is just gonna always look different. So just try to, you know, focus on you and focus on your hair and focus on your own specific journey. And again, eventually you'll get a grasp of what your hair likes and how your curl pattern is, and just you'll fall in love with that. So just don't compare yourself too much to other people, just in general, but definitely with your hair journey, because in the beginning, there were so many people on YouTube that I was watching and their hair was just like amazing, and I just kept trying to buy so many different things that they were recommending, not realizing that my hair texture was completely different than theirs. So just keep that in mind. So that's the second mistake. The third mistake would be using excessive heat. Whether you're transitioning or if you're doing the big chop, try to stay away from heat as much as possible. Whether it's a blow dryer or a flat iron, just try to stay away from it as much as possible, because that's what's going to help you to actually realize and understand what your true texture is. And if your hair is in its true natural state, that's what will help you to kind of figure out what products works best for your hair. And once you figure that out, it makes it a lot easier for you to kind of like do different styles and things like that with your hair. But in the beginning, if you're blow drying and straightening it every other day, it's going to be hard for you to kind of understand your texture and understand your curl pattern. So don't do too much of that, because your hair is not going to grow as quickly as it can if you're continuing to kind of like hurt it like that, you know, because obviously using excessive heat is not good for your hair. So just try to stay away from it as much as possible. The next mistake is focusing on length and not health. So this pretty much ties into everything that I've said so far. Make sure that you're focusing on the health of your hair versus the length of your hair. Because if you keep your hair healthy, it will grow. That's just the way nature works. If you take care of it, if you water the plant every single day, it will grow. It may take a little bit longer than others, but eventually it will grow. So just continue to focus on the health of your hair. So like I said, making sure that your hair is always moisturized, clipping your split ends, not applying too much, you know, heat to your hair, making sure that you're deep conditioning your hair, making sure that it's detangled. Those things will help tremendously with the health of your hair, and like I said, the growth and the length will come. So just keep that in mind. Just focus on your own little journey, focus on your own hair, and just make sure that you're keeping your hair healthy as possible. And of course, besides just like the products end, to make sure that you get the length that you're looking for, you have to make sure that you're, you know, active, whether it's working out, making sure that you're drinking a lot of water. So, because everything that you put into your body as well will have an effect of everything that's outside of your body. So just keep that in mind as well. So that's going to be the fourth mistake that people make when they're going natural. And the last mistake would be not deep conditioning your hair enough. Listen, when I tell you I'm so guilty of this, like, it's crazy. I'm guilty of all of these, and that's why I'm speaking from experience, and I want to help you guys so you don't make the same mistakes that I did. But I did not deep condition my hair at all pretty much in the beginning. So yeah, don't do that. Make sure that you are deep conditioning your hair as often as you possibly can, because of course, in the beginning, when you're trying to figure out your natural texture and your natural curl pattern, it needs to be moisturized. That's just the way that it is. Hair needs to be moisturized, and deep conditioning, having it or doing it every week or every 2 weeks or whatever it is that your schedule is, doing it like that helps to keep the moisture in your hair, and it helps to strengthen your hair. So your hair is less likely to break, and it's less likely to have like split ends and things like that. So make sure that you are deep conditioning your hair as often as you possibly can. You do not have to start off with, you know, high-end products. You can start off with drugstore products, because there's a lot of really great drugstore deep conditioners that you can purchase. I actually did a video talking about my favorite deep conditioners. I'll make sure to leave the link on the screen as well as down below in case you guys are interested in seeing it. But make sure that you're deep conditioning your hair, because that's definitely going to also help with the health of your hair. And of course, the length will come after that. So those are basically the 5 mistakes that I wanted to talk to you guys about that naturals typically make when they're going natural, or even if they've been on their natural hair journey for a while. Again, we're always kind of like on it and sometimes just off of it, and that happens to me all the time as well. So I'm definitely trying to get back onto just focusing on just keeping my hair very healthy, and of course I know that the length and things like that will come. So thank you so much for tuning in. I hope that you guys found this video useful and helpful. Make sure that you do leave your comments down below if you guys have any additional questions, and of course make sure that you check the description box, because I will leave links to other related videos down below. So thank you so much again. If you have yet to subscribe to my channel, make sure that you go ahead and click that subscribe button, and also make sure that you click that bell so you're always notified every time I upload. But again, thank you so much. Be safe, stay blessed, and remember to always treat yourself. Peace out.